Good morning, dear students. I am Madhu Prakash. I welcome you again to my lecture video. So far, in my previous video, I have explained the SR latch construction using NAND gate and NOR gate. I think you have understood the working of those two logical diagrams. In today's class, we will see what is a clocked SR flip-flop and how a clocked SR flip-flop work. Now, before I start explaining what is a clocked SR flip-flop, we'll recall the difference between the logical symbols of SR latch and SR flip-flop. Now here, if you look into the logical symbol, this is the logical symbol for the SR latch, whereas this is the logical symbol for the SR flip-flop. So here, if you look into the logical symbol of SR latch, you have two inputs S and R and two outputs Q and Q bar. Whereas for a SR flip-flop, you have three inputs. The three inputs are S, R and a clock, where clock acts as the control, and two outputs Q and Q bar. If we differentiate between latch and a flip-flop, latches are said to be asynchronous. It is because the output of the latch changes as soon as we apply some input to the SR latch, whereas SR flip-flop are said to be synchronous. It is because it will going to change the output only when the control signal is given from high to low or from low to high in the case of SR flip-flop. Now assume you have a SR latch constructed using NOR gate. For a SR latch constructed using NOR gate, when both the inputs to the SR are 0, 0, we have seen that the output is no change. No change means if Q value is equal to 0, Q bar will be 1. So you are going to get this as an output when you apply the inputs to the SR latch constructed using NOR gate. Now assume you have the same logical diagram here, that is SR latch constructed using NOR gate, but remember this is SR flip-flop. So again, if you have the inputs as 0, 0 to both S and R, so you are going to get the output only upon giving the clock input. Okay, that means here you can give this clock input as either 1 or you can give this clock input as either 0. That means even though you have the inputs given to the SR, S and R, so you are going to get the output only upon giving the clock input. Okay, assume you have given the clock input as high. High means you have given the clock input as 1. Then you are going to read the output as Q is equal to 0, Q bar is equivalent to 1. In SR flip-flop, you have two types. One is positive edge triggered SR flip-flop, the other one is negative edge triggered SR flip-flop. So in the case of positive edge triggered SR flip-flop, as we have seen here in this logical symbol, what I have done is I have given this clock input as 1. So this is an example for positive edge triggered SR flip-flop. In the case of negative edge triggered SR flip-flop, so in here for the clock input I am going to give the value as 0. If I provide the value is equal to 0 for this logical symbol of SR flip-flop, then that means it is a negative edge triggered SR flip-flop. The logical symbol for both positive edge triggered SR flip-flop and negative edge triggered SR flip-flop is been shown here. So in the case of positive edge triggered SR flip-flop, you have three inputs S, R and a clock and two outputs Q and Q bar. For a negative edge triggered SR flip-flop, you have again three inputs S, R and a clock and two outputs Q and Q bar. So what is the difference between these two, positive edge triggered and negative edge triggered, is the bubble. Here you can see the bubble. Okay, the presence of this bubble at the input side of the clock is a negative edge triggered SR flip-flop, and the absence of that bubble at the clock input of this SR flip-flop is a positive edge triggered SR flip-flop. Now these two are the logical diagram for positive edge triggered SR flip-flop and a negative edge triggered SR flip-flop. So here you can see this is the third input clock, and this is the third input given clock. Okay, to differentiate this again, here you can see there is no presence of a bubble, there is a bubble present here. So for this the equivalent circuit is being shown here, that is represented through the NOT gate. Now if you want to understand the working of this SR flip-flop, you should know what is this. So in one of the previous class we have seen SR latch constructed using only NOR gate. Okay, this is the simple SR latch constructed using the NOR gate. Now look into this. This is a simple SR latch constructed using the NOR gate. So based on the data what we give as an input, so if you see here, when both the inputs are 0 0, for the present state of the input as either 0 or 1, we have seen that the next state of the output as 0 1. It means that is no change. Similarly, when the inputs are 0 1, what we have found is onto the output we have seen the output is reset, means the output next state of the output will become zeros. When the inputs are 1 0, then we have find that the output, that is the next state of the output, is set. Set means it will become 1. When both the inputs are 1 and 1, the output is forbidden. Forbidden means both the Q and Q bar will not be at complement, so they will be the same values. Now this part of the latch, SR latch constructed using NOR gate, will exactly behave as what I have explained earlier. And this is the additional portion of the logical diagram which is constructed using two AND gates. So as per this logical diagram, one of the input of both the AND gate are connected to the clock input, whereas two inputs, that is this input and this input, are connected to the two main inputs of the SR flip-flop, that is S and R. So this part of the logical diagram are required to allow the signal to flow into the latch. It actually means if you have the value S is equal to 0 and R is equal to 0, S is equal to 0 and R is equal to 0, these two input values are allowed to the latch only upon giving the clock input. So now assume my clock input is equivalent to 1. If my clock input is equivalent to 1, the combination here will become 0 1 0 1. That means the output is equal to 0. Again the clock input for this AND gate, let us call this as AND gate 1 and AND gate 2. Now clock input, the inputs for these two are 1 and 0. Clock input is 1 and R input is 0. That's why these two combination will result in the output is equal to 0. So it means if you want to have these two input signals at the SR latch, so these two values, so here you can see the inputs were 0 0, again the outputs of the AND gate are again 0 0. It means these two are one and the same. This 0 you have found here and this 0 you have found here. So you are going to read this as onto the output state of the AND gate only upon giving the clock input. Now it is the SR latch. Okay, so now this SR latch has got the inputs as 0 0. So based upon this input 0 0, it generates the output. So in the previous discussions we have seen, for SR latch constructed using NOR gate, when the inputs are 0 0, the output is no change, and hence here also in the case of SR flip-flop, so when the inputs are 0 0, you read the output as no change. Now similarly we can have the input as S is equal to 0 and R is equivalent to 1. If S is 0 and R is equivalent to 1 and keeping the clock input as 1, so it means the input combination is 0 1 here, results in 0 onto the output of first AND gate, and the input combination is 1 1, this results in 1. Okay, for this SR latch constructed using NOR gate, the input combination is now 0 1. If the input combination is taken as 0 1, the output is reset. Reset means Q will become 0, Q bar will become 1. Now let us look into the third combination, when S is equivalent to 1 and R is equal to 0. When S is equivalent to 1 and clock is equivalent to 1, the inputs are 1 1 it results in the output as 1, and for this the combination is 1 0, okay, which results in the output as 0. It means the same value 1 is available here and this 0 is now available here for SR latch constructed using only NOR gate. So just remember, in the case of SR latch constructed using only the NOR gate, when the inputs are 1 0, what you have found, the output is set. Set, that actually means Q will become 1 and Q bar will become 0. Now the last combination when S is equivalent to 1 and the R is equivalent to 1 with the clock input as 1, so it generates this AND gate output as 1 and the second AND gate output as well as 1. For a SR latch constructed using only the NOR gate, when both the inputs are 1 and 1, we have seen that the outputs Q will become 0 and Q bar will also become 0. Okay, this explanation we have seen in our previous video. This actually means this is the forbidden state. Okay, so due to this, both the outputs Q and Q bar will become 0 0, okay, which is not acceptable in the case of SR flip-flop, because we have seen for a SR flip-flop logical symbol, one should be the complement of the other. Okay, here it occurs. Okay, here you don't find the complement of the values. So here you are going to find both the values, the output values as 0 and 0. Hence we treat this as the forbidden state. Till now we have seen the working of this SR flip-flop by considering 4 different combinations of the inputs like 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1 by keeping the clock input as high. Now we will see what will happen if we treat any one combination by keeping clock input as 0. Clock input as 0. Now let us assume the same combination. Let us say both S and R are 1 1 and now clock input is equal to 0. If that is the case, the input to this first AND gate is 0 and this terminal will also read 0, due to which the output of the first AND gate will become 0 and this AND gate will also become 0. So we have assumed the inputs as 1 1, but we have found the inputs to the SR latch as 0 0. Okay, in the previous class we have seen the truth table of SR latch. Okay, from this inputs 0 0, okay, we know that the output will remain no change. So that's why the output will remain the same. Okay, there will be no change in the value of the output when the clock input will become 0. Here we have taken the combination as 1 1. You can go for any other combination. You can keep both this as 0 0 or you can keep this as 0 1 or 1 0. Whatever may be the input combination, if your clock input is 0, the output will always remain no change. Till now what we have discussed is summarized here. In clocked SR flip-flop you have two types: positive edge triggered SR flip-flop and negative edge triggered SR flip-flop. This is the logical diagram for positive edge triggered SR flip-flop and this is the truth table for the positive edge triggered clocked SR flip-flop. So these are the clock inputs. We have kept the clock input as high and we have tested with 4 different combinations. Like here you can see the combination is 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. Okay, when the input are 0 0, the output is same as the present state of the output. The next state will be same as the present state of the output, means this we treat it as no change. When the input combination is 0 1 and if you assume the present state of the output as 0, the next state will also be 0. If you assume the present state of the output as 1, the next state will be again 0. This we call it as reset. Now keeping the clock as high and if you set the input as 1 0, if you assume the present state of the output as 0, next state will be 1. If the present state of the output as 1, the next state will be 1, which we mean this as set state. And we have seen if the inputs are 1 1 and again if you keep the clock as high, so we have found that the output is forbidden state. That means both Q and Q bar both will be one and the same, that is 0. And this also we have seen whatever may be the input combination. So here x can be either 0, it can be 1. whatever may be the input combination, if you keep the clock signal as 0, output will be always remain same. That means this is no change. This is the working of clocked SR flip-flop, positive edge triggered clocked SR flip-flop.